Hello everyone, my name is Peter. Today I will record a vid. I will record a. I will read a book named Miss Lazar is Bizarre. Chapter 1: A Bathroom Emergency. My name is AJ and I hate school. Listen, I'm about to tell you something I never told anyone else. I never even told my best friends, Michael and Ryan. But you can't tell anyone. It's a secret. Promise? Cross your heart and hope to die? Are you ready? Okay, here's the secret. I can't tell you. Oh, alright, I'll tell you. Sometimes, when I'm at school, I ask my teacher, Miss Daisy, if I can go to the bathroom even though I don't really have to go to the bathroom. That's the secret. Okay. So it isn't such a great secret. But sometimes I just get that angsty feeling and I want to get out of class for a few minutes. So I asked to go to the boys' room. I was feeling that feeling one day in class. Miss Daisy was talking about weather, and she was showing us pictures of volcanoes and tornadoes. It was pretty cool, but I just want to stretch my legs for a few minutes. So I raised my hand and asked Miss Daisy if I could go to the boys' room. She said okay. Nobody else was in the boys' room. I didn't have much to do in there. There's not a whole lot to do in the bathroom, except for go to the bathroom, which I didn't have to do. I looked in the mirror for a minute and made funny faces. I washed my hands. I shot paper towels at the garbage can. Then I figured I'd better get back to class. I thought I would flush the toilet because then it would sound like I really went to the bathroom, so I flushed it. You know how the water's supposed to swirl down and around the toilet bowl like a little tornado and then go down the hole in the bottom? Well, this water didn't swirl at all. It didn't go down the hole either. It just started rising. It got higher and higher. It went all the way up to the very edge of the bowl. I started to panic, and it went over the edge and started spilling onto the floor. Water was pouring out of the toilet bowl. It looked like those erupting volcanoes Miss Daisy was telling us about. I thought I was gonna die. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. I had to think fast. So I ran out of the boys' room and started yelling, "Help! There's a volcano in the boys' room. Run for your lives. It's erupting. The toilet is going to explode." Everybody came running out of our class, even Miss Daisy. Our principal, Mr. Klutz, was down the hall. He came running over too. "What's going on?" asked Mr. Klutz, who has no hair on his head at all. I mean none. His head is like a big light bulb. I flushed and the water, it got higher and it's going to blow. I panicked. I was all out of breath. Miss Klutz pulled out his walkie-talkie and started talking to it. "Miss Lazar," he said, "come quickly to the boys' bathroom. It's an emergency." Chapter 2: Miss Lazar to the rescue. Now the water was sliding under the boys' room door and into the hallway. The whole school is going to be flooded. For a second or two, I thought, this is great. If the school flooded, we could get to go home. Maybe the erupting toilet volcano wasn't such a bad thing after all. "Did you put something down the toilet, AJ?" Mr. Klutz asked me. "No," I said. "I just flushed it and I never got a chance to finish my sentence. Because at that moment there was an ear-piercing shriek of a whistle, and it sounded like a lawnmower was coming down the hallway. It was Miss Lazar, our school custodian. She was riding her motorized scooter. Mr. Lazar was wearing her big blue overalls with the letters on the front. She carried one of those toilet plunger thingies with a suction cup on the end. My parents have one at home just like it. Miss Lazar and the scooter screeched to a stop right in front of us. "Have no fear, students. It is I, Super Custodian," said Miss Lazar as he hopped off the scooter. "What happened?" "AJ has a bathroom emergency," said Andrea Young, this really annoying girl in my class with curly brown hair who I hate. "I did not," I said. "You got here just in time, Miss Lazar," said Mr. Klutz. "The toilet must have backed up." Mr. Klutz totally didn't know what he was talking about. The toilet didn't back up. It didn't move an inch. This looks like a job for super custodian, said Miss Lazar. What a mess, Andrea said. AJ made a big mess. The messier the better, said Miss Lazar. I love messes. You do? I asked. Why? If the kids didn't make any messes, I wouldn't have a job, said Miss Lazar. So make all the messes you want. In fact, I wish you kids would throw more garbage on the floor. I don't have enough to clean up. So na, Boo Boo, and Andrea. Stand aside, students, said Miss Lazar. Super custodian is here to save the day. Anytime fingerprint is spilled or somebody loses a retainer in the garbage can or a child throws up, I am at the service too. Can you just clean up the mess, please? Asked Mr. Klutz. You can count on me, Miss Lazar said. Then she put on these gigantic yellow plastic gloves and pushed open the boys' room door. It looks like a lake in there. Miss Daisy told us we should go back to our classroom. But before we should make a move, we heard Miss Lazar's voice. Aha, she shouted. Here's the problem. Miss Lazar came back out of the bathroom with something in her hand. Crayons, she said. Somebody stuffed a bunch of crayons down the toilet. Mr. Klutz and Miss Daisy looked at me like I was the one who stuffed the crayons down the toilet. I did. I really didn't. Why would I do a dumb thing like that? From the hallway, we could see the water was starting to go down the drain in the bathroom floor. The toilet wasn't overflowing anymore. Wow, you did it, Miss Lazar, said Andrea. What a brown noser. Mr. Lazar saved the day, said Andrea's crybaby friend Emily. Everybody started cheering and clapping their hands. Miss Lazar took a bow. Principal Klutz is like a king of the school, but Miss Lazar is like a real living superhero. Anytime something goes wrong anywhere in the school, she is the person to call. Miss Lazar can clean up any mess and fix anything that reeks. She's the only one in the whole school who can turn on the lights on and off when we have an assembly, because she has a special key. She can solve just about any problem in the world. It was nothing, really, said Miss Lazar, taking off her yellow gloves. Anybody could have. She never got a chance to finish a sentence because at that very moment her walkie-talkie beeped. Miss Lazar, said the voice in the walkie-talkie, we have an emergency in Mr. Docker's room. Until we meet again, said Miss Lazar as we hopped back on her scooter. Duty calls, and then she rolled down the hallway. Me and Michael and Ryan started giggling because Miss Lazar said duty, and the word duty sounds exactly the same as the word duty. It's okay to say duty, but you're not supposed to say duty. So every time anybody says duty, I can't help but think of duty. So I have to start giggling. Duty sounds way too much like duty, if you ask me. Those two things should definitely have two different words, don't you think? Chapter 3, the greatest idea in the history of the world. After all the excitement was over, we went back to class and learned more about weather. Miss Daisy said she was proud of the way I made a connection between volcanoes and tornadoes and toilet bowls. That made me feel good. But then an announcement came over the loudspeaker that made me feel bad. Students, this is a reminder that you should never put crayons or other inappropriate objects into the toilet bowls. Thank you. Everybody looks at me. I didn't put anything down the toilet bowl. I didn't even have to go to the bathroom in the first place. Luckily, it was time for recess. Me and Michael and Ryan climbed the monkey bars. Annoying Andrea and Emily were playing catch nearby with a tennis ball. I bet I know why you put crayons down the toilet, AJ, Andrea said. You were trying to start a flood so school would be closed and you could go home. What is the problem? Why can't a toilet bowl fall on her head? That was a total lie she made up. I didn't even think of flooding the school so we could go home until the bathroom was already flooded. I just ignored Andrea. Tell us the truth, Ryan whispered. Were you the one who put crayons down the toilet? You can admit it to us, AJ, said Michael. We won't tell anybody. Guys, I said, I didn't put anything down the toilet. I didn't even have to go to the bathroom. I just wanted to get out of class for a few minutes. Andrew and Emily were still throwing the tennis ball back and forth. You hate school, Andrew said. That's why you did it, AJ. We're going to get in trouble, Emily said. I didn't do it, I yelled. Did too. We went back and forth like that for a while until the tennis balls that they were playing catch with got loose. It rolled over near the monkey bars. I jumped down and grabbed it. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.